YouTubers. Season 2 of the brand new Warzone is finally here. We're getting Fortune's Keep, rank resurgence, a brand new battle pass, so many new things. I'm bringing you guys an updated video for the best settings for your controller, your graphics, your audio, your visuals, for rank resurgence, and everything new in the brand new Warzone. If you guys enjoyed the video, like the video, I want to give a quick shout out to the Noti gang, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Let's jump directly into it and get straight into the best controller settings for the brand new season. Starting off, of course, I am playing on controller as always. Those of you guys that are playing on keyboard, I feel bad for you because aim assist is absolutely broken, but let's go through our controller settings. Starting off, I do play on tactical button layout. All that does is swap your left stick and your circle. So what does that mean? I lay down, go prone, crouch, slide, cancel with my right stick, and I melee with circle, which is also bound to my bottom right hand paddle on my aim controller. Moving down the list, we'll go through a couple settings here. I'll highlight the ones that are very important, and then the other ones I'll just go through and tell you what preset I have selected and why I have it selected or my reasoning behind it. Bumper ping, I have that off. Flip L1 and L2, R1 and R2. I have this off because I have digital triggers and bumpers on my controller. Therefore, they're both mouse clicks, so it's not gonna matter. Those of you guys that play with a default controller and don't have mouse click triggers or buttons, you can pull down on the bumpers in less time than you can pulling down the stick. That's why you see people play with their bumpers and their triggers flipped. For me, I play with it off. It's up to you for personal preference to decide if you want to play with that on or not. Stick layout preset default, controller vibration off. This is a big setting that, in my opinion, needs to be turned off. Why would you play with controller vibration on? The only thing it is doing is hurting your aim and your accuracy when playing the game. Turn it off. Trigger effect off. This is just a full haptic. This is just like going to give you like resistance and vibration on your triggers. This is something you don't need. If you want to perform at the highest point, turn this off and just leave it off. Take off the haptics. You don't need the resistance. You don't need the vibration. It's just better off with it being off. Dead zone inputs. So these are going to be specific to my controller. I have a little bit of stick drift with my controller, not a lot, but this is how I like it. Left stick minimum, I have this on 3. Right stick minimum, I have this on 5. You guys can follow these if you want, but again, this is personal preference. The one I do advise you to follow is going to be this left stick max. The reason why I have this on 60 is 60 is going to be the threshold that it takes for you to press the left stick forward to actuate to cause auto tack sprint to kick in. When you have your max dead zone set to 60 on your left stick, which is your moving stick, it's not going to matter for your aiming. As soon as you move your left stick, I can show you guys right here in the firing range. As soon as I touch this left stick, my attack sprint is going to start. I barely have to press it. Like I'm barely moving it forward and my attack sprint's starting. You see that? So if your dead zone's not there, it's going to take your left stick to go to this point, the attack sprint, when in reality you put it to 60 like I have, and you'll immediately attack sprint as soon as you hit up on the left stick. This is going to make your movement absolutely incredible. Trust me, try it. Back to the dead zones. 3 on left stick minimum, 5 on right stick minimum, left stick max 60, right stick max 99. On the triggers, these should always be on 0. So as soon as you touch the triggers, you fire or ADS. Jumping on board with the next tab for our controller, we're gonna get into the aiming tab. I play on 13 cents on vertical and horizontal. This is a very high sensitivity. Those of you guys just now getting into controller, or those of you guys that feel like you struggle with your aim on controller, my advice is to start on 6.6 and stay there until you get consistent. If it's way too slow, you can bump it up. Don't go any higher than 13. If you do, it's going to be for flash. Your accuracy is going to fall. In my opinion, 6.6 to 13 is the sweet spot. 6.6 for the slow aimers, 13 with a little bit of flash, a little bit of pizzazz, and to be able to turn, flick, do that kind of thing. I've been on 13 for the last 2 years of being on controller, and I have zero desire to change my sensitivity at all. This is my favorite sensitivity with movement being in Warzone. You're going to see this advanced horizontal stick sensitivity. You could turn this to 1, but you're not going to use it. You're going to use this regular sense. So just set your sense and then don't worry about these 2 tabs. ADS sense multiplier. This is the stick sensitivity when you're aiming down sights. I have this on 0.75. That's what feels most comfortable for me being on 13 cents. Sensitivity multipliers 1, 1, 1, 1. Vertical aim access, standard. Tactical stance sense multiplier. This is if whenever you like turn your gun sideways, or you can see in the picture over here. I just have this on 0.70, which is relative to what it is for an ADS. I would put it to something close. Aim response curve. This is a big one. This is an aim assist setting. Dynamic is absolutely the best aim response curve setting. Try all of them if you want. I promise you, dynamic is what makes aim assist feel like it has that extra like stickiness. You guys are going to love it. Try it. Come back to the video. Let me know. I promise you are going to be like, oh my gosh, my aim assist is so much better with this setting. ADS sense multiplier focus 0.75, ADS sensitivity, transition timing, instant, custom sense per zoom. I have this one off. You can have it turned on. All this is doing is taking this number right here, this ADS sense multiplier, and putting this same value, input it in for low zoom scopes, 2x, 3x scopes, 4x scopes, 5x scopes, etc, 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 etc. Target aim assist on. This absolutely needs to be on. If you're on controller playing without aim assist, you might as well go play keyboard. It's broken. Just turn it on. Aim assist type default. Couple of my latest videos, I was talking about going back and forth between default and Black Ops. Me personally, I think default is the way, but there's not very much difference between default and Black Ops. You guys could try both and pick what you like better, but I think default is ultimately the best pick for aim assist type. ADS aim assist on, third person ADS correction, assist, motion sensor behavior off, and let's move on to the next tab. Gameplay. This is a big one. Auto attack sprint. Like I was telling you earlier, as soon as I move my left stick forward, I'm sprinting. That saves your controller from having to click the sprint button, and it also just makes your movement that much better with zero delay. Slide maintain sprint off. This setting is actually very, very, very good, but there's an issue right now in Warzone that if you have this turned on while being on slide only, you will randomly dive and that gets you killed constantly. So for now, let's just turn it off until they fix it. Auto move forward off, tactical sprint behavior, double tap, ground and mantle off. I had this turned off because I was like jumping and mantling like staircases, window sills, bars, chairs inside of buildings, and it was getting me killed. So I turned it off and I'm enjoying it way more. Automatic airborne mantle, partial. Automatic ground and mantle off. Slide dive behavior, slide only. Those of you guys that still enjoy diving, you guys can do tap to dive or tap to slide and do that kind of thing over here if you want to do that. Me personally, I feel like there's a delay. There is zero delay on sliding if you play on slide only. There's actually a little trick or a bug for slide only that still allows you to use slide only. As you see, I'm on slide only. See my controller? I'm just tapping my stick to slide, tapping my stick to slide. There's a trick, there's a bug that allows you to still be able to dive while being on slide only. So you can still do dive jumps. So let me prove to you guys, settings, controller, slide dive behavior, slide only. Here we go. I'm sliding, I'm tapping the slide. To be able to dive while being on slide only, all you do is you jump, take a couple steps, and then hold your dive button or your slide button or whatever it is. So for me, I'm on tactical, so I just hold my right stick. So here we go. Jump, take a couple steps, hold, dive. Slide only, slide only, slide only, slide only. At the top of the building, trying to jump over to here. Jump, hold, dive. At the top of the building, trying to jump over to here. Jump, hold, dive. Just like that. A little bit of a skill gap type thing, but once you guys get the hang of it, I promise slide only is the wave. Plunging underwater, trigger, parachute automatic behavior. I have this turned off. Those of you guys that break your legs, turn this on. Sprinting door bash on. This is a movement ability. You can literally run up to a door instead of having to open it. You can just sprint through it. It's perfect for good movement. It's perfect for audio cues on. Ledge climb behavior, movement based. Aim down sight behavior, hold. Chain zoom activation, sprint, tactical sprint focus. Equipment behavior, hold. Weapon mount activation, ADS plus melee. Weapon mount, exit delay, medium. Tactical stance activation. If you guys don't like tac stance, you guys can turn this off in the setting. I keep it on just in case I'm using a shotgun or something. But if you want it off, there's a setting for it. Tactical stance behavior on toggle. Interact reload behavior. This is a very, very, very big one. Prioritize interact. What does that mean? Tap to reload and interact, like open doors. Tap to interact, hold to reload when they're available simultaneously. Those of you guys that ask, Ryda, how do you pick up things off the ground so fast? This setting right here. I can run through a building, tap my square button to pick up ammo, tap my square button to open doors, and tap my square button to reload. If there's a chance where I need to pick up a plate on the ground and reload at the same time, or open a door and reload at the same time, you're going to tap to interact. So tap to grab the plate, tap to open the door, and hold to reload. Trust me, this setting is very, very, very good. Put it on, get used to it. Thank me later. Armor plate behavior, apply all. What does this mean? If you need to put on 3 plates, you hit triangle 1 time to put on 3 plates. You don't have to tap triangle 3 times to put on all 3 plates. ADS stick swap off, backpack control directional buttons. Depleted ammo switch on. When you run out of ammo in your primary, it automatically switch to your secondary that you do have ammo in. Quick C4 detonation, 1 by 1. Manual fire behavior, press. Akimbo behavior, independent. Vehicle camera recenter, short delay. Camera initial position, free look, lean out activation, melee. Scoreboard, map stats, behavior, toggle, ping, wheel delay, moderate, double tap, danger, ping, delay, moderate, wheels behavior, hold. Jumping on board with our graphic settings, let's start right off in the display tab. I do play on full screen. You guys should as well. If you play on anything other than full screen exclusive, it's going to hurt your performance, and your game's not going to run as good as it could if you ran in full screen exclusive. Play on a 27-inch 1440p 240 hertz monitor with a 4090 at 240 hertz refresh rate on 2K resolution, also known as 1440p. Automatic aspect ratio, 2.2 display gamma with the brightness at 55. NVIDIA Reflex low latency off. Before we get any farther in these graphic settings, I want to let you guys know that these are my personal preference, and these are also what I have set from somebody that is a professional with PCs. My game is set to look good with great FPS while being stable. The only thing I want whenever I play this video game is to not crash. While my game looks good and I have good FPS, those of you guys that watch my videos, my FPS is absolutely incredible. So I just want to let you guys know that before we went any farther. I would advise you to follow this guide. You don't have to by any means. You can change whatever you want to change. This is what I run on a daily basis for 8+ hours of gaming a day, and I never crash. Eco mode preset, custom. This is basically just needs to be turned off. Off, custom frame rate limit, unlimited. Those of you guys that your GPU runs a little bit hotter, you can limit your frames. All this is going to do is just be able to cap your frames in the main menu or out of focus. So your GPU's not running when it doesn't need to. Like right now, I'm at 150, 166 frames. Right now, my GPU is working for zero reason in the main menu. I could have this cap to 120. It would stay at 120. My GPU, therefore, would be cooler. So if you guys want to cap your frames, totally cool. You can to limit the temperatures of your GPU. If not, run on unlimited. Menu render resolution, optimal. Pause game rendering, off. Focus mode, 90. HDR, automatic. Quality, I have this on a custom graphics preset because, again, I have these set to what I want them at for good FPS and what looks good visually. I do play on 1440p at 100 render res. Dynamic res, off. Fidelity FX cast for upscale and sharpening. 90 on the Fidelity FX cast strength. Path tracing and ray construction, off. VRAM scale target, 50. Variable rate shading, off. NVIDIA DLSS frame generation, off. Texture resolution, normal. This is going to tax your CPU and your memory pretty good bit, so I think normal is perfectly fine for this. Texture, filter, and isotropic, low. Depth of field, off. This needs to be off. What this is going to do is it's going to blur everything outside of your iron sights. Just leave it off. Trust me, it looks terrible. Detail quality level, low. Particle resolution, very low. Those of you guys that turn this up, it is going to tax your GPU quite a bit. Boolean impacts, off. This is totally personal preference. I turn it off. It can save you a little bit in performance. Those of you guys that need it on, you want to be able to see through, like when you're shooting through like walls or doors, you can leave it on. Persistent effects, off. This is going to be taxing on your memory or your RAM. Shader quality, low. This is also going to tax your GPU as well. On-demand texture streaming, off. Local texture streaming quality, low. Shadow quality, this is going to be a little bit taxing on your GPU and your memory. Those of you guys that your PC is struggling to squeeze some frames out, you can definitely turn this on low. I leave it on normal. Again, personal preference ultimately. Screen space shadows, off. Ambient occlusion, off. Screen space reflections, normal. Static reflection quality, low. Tessellation, off. Volumetric quality, low. Very taxing on your GPU and RAM. Deferred physics quality, off. Basically, this is how the water looks. Weather grid volumes, low. Water quality, off. This is going to tax your GPU as well. I personally don't think it needs change. This might be something that I will come back to eventually. If there's ways for you to see better through the water, I will absolutely come back and let you guys know. But for now, I'll leave this up. Jumping on to the next tab, view. On FOV, I play on 119. Why do I play 119 and not 120? I heard you lose. I've always been under the understanding you lose aim assist more at 120, so I just stay on 119. ADS field of view, very big one. Affected. Just change this to affected. You'll be able to control recoil much easier with this on the affected FOV setting. Weapon field of view, wide. This is a big one. Whenever you have this set on wide, it's going to make your gun look smaller. Therefore, you can see more on your screen. Absolutely a big deal. Third person field of view, 90. Weapon vehicle field of view. When you have it on wide, it makes your car look farther away from you. Narrow makes it look closer. I like default to look more normal. Totally personal preference. Weird world motion blur, off. Weapon motion blur, off. This looks horrible. Turn it off. Film grain, 0. First person camera movement. Very big one here. At least 50%. What this is doing is it's going to turn down the level of camera shake when you're playing in first person. When you're shooting, your screen's shaking and jumping, you can turn this to minimum and it can stop all the extra BS that you don't need, which is going to also make you be able to control recoil a lot better. Third person camera movement, 50%. Third person ADS, spectator camera, helmet camera, and inverted flashbang off. Those of you guys that get flashbang and it makes your screen go super white, you can turn this setting on and it will make your screen go dark instead of white. I'm used to the white, so just leave it off. Jumping on board with the next one is the audio. A lot of you guys always ask about my audio, so let's jump into it. I do play on PC audio speaker, and as you can see here, speakers, headphones, game sound device. I do play on the Artist War audio tune. Those of you guys are gonna ask what it is. It's basically a preset mix for audio that's gonna make your footsteps, whatever you do with your character, shooting your gun, running, doing things quieter, and everything else around you louder. Those of you guys that want that, you guys can contact him to set it up, or you can set it up yourself. Totally up to you. It makes the game a lot better to play. Those of you guys on console, unfortunately, can't experience that. But those of you guys that don't want to run a custom audio tune, I'm going to give you some sauce right now on how to get better audio without having to tune, without having anything besides changing one setting on your PC, okay? So PC speaker, master gain volume 100, effects 100. Turn all the rest of this BS off. You can turn the dialogue up to tell you like if someone's dropping in on you or something, but other than that, turn everything else off, okay? The settings I need you to pay attention to here. All this is all personal preference, as you can see. Mono audio, this needs to be turned off. Reduced tinnitus sound, this needs to be turned on. And then the big one. For those of you guys looking for audio on PC without having to get a tune or anything extra, you're looking for that secret sauce I was telling you about. I talk about this in all my settings videos. You're gonna right click on this speaker here. You're gonna go to sounds. You're gonna go to playback. When you get the playback, you're gonna scroll down here, and whatever you are using to listen to your game through as a headset or speakers, hopefully it's a headset. Let's say it's Astro. You're gonna go down here on the playback tab, and you're gonna look for the Astro headset. If it's HyperX, you're gonna go down here and you're gonna look for HyperX. If it's Logitech, you're gonna look for Logitech. You're gonna find that you listen to the game through, and you're gonna right click on it. So in my case, I'm using the Art Tune, which is the audio tuning I have, but this works for anything. If I was using my Go XLR, I could go right here to game. I can go to properties. Okay, same thing. So I'm using the Art Tune. You're gonna right click on it. You're gonna go to enhancements. You're gonna go right here to loudness equalization. You're gonna turn that on. You're gonna hit settings. Release time, you're gonna drag this all the way to the left, short, hit okay, apply, okay. Make sure whatever you change, whatever you set, if you're gonna do your gaming slider on your Go XLR, properties, enhancement, loudness equalization, settings, release time, short. Make sure this is what you're listening to the game through, and voila, there is your insane audio. Make sure you're turning that loudness equalization on. You're using PC speaker, and I promise you, footsteps will be there. They will be better. They will be louder, but at the cost of everything else is going to be louder as well. Test it out. Let me know down in the comments if this helped some of your audio needs. Kind of stinks that the audio in the game's that bad. Okay, jumping aboard with the color settings. A lot of you guys asking about my colors. Let's go down here to interface. So these are all subtitles. These are all up to you guys. You guys can change whatever you want here. Let's jump on board with the color customization. Right here, I do play on a custom color palette. I have this tuned to what suits my eyes the best. In my opinion, it's the best in the game. You guys want to copy it, here it is. Most importantly, the biggest point about this for color customization, we're going to go down here to color filters. I play on color filter 2. I play on both. That means the world, the game, and the interface are going to be affected by this. I play on 100 intensity for the world and the interface. Okay, asking about my vibrance, I have that color customization set up. And then also, those of you guys on PC, NVIDIA control panel, adjust desktop color settings. I'm gonna go right down here to digital vibrance. As you see where I change this, it gets like black and gray, dull. I play on this at 100. I'm pretty sure your PC comes stock at 50. I play with it on at 100. That's why my game looks so vibrant, looks so good. Those of you guys that are interested in getting the vibrancy, I would say you should up it to about 75 to start and go from there. I play on 100. That's the key. That's the secret to how I get my game to look so vibrant and so good when playing Warzone. That setting combined with the color customization makes the map absolutely pop. Back to our interface settings. HUD bounds, you can set this to whatever you want. It's all personal preference. Minimap shape, this absolutely needs to be square. You get to see 30% more of your map. It's absolutely huge. Please change it. Minimap rotation on, horizontal compass on, crosshairs on, hit marker visuals on, damage-based hit markers on, player names, full name, in-game text chat on, vehicle HUD, fade after 10 seconds, and telemetry. For telemetry, those of you guys that don't know, it's the top left corner here. As you can see, I have my FPS counter, server latency, packet loss, and my GPU temperature. You guys can turn all the rest of this on if you do want. Gameplay tips on, skip introduction movie off, tool tips on, and then menu prompts automatically. With that being said, that is the best settings for Season 2 in the brand new Warzone. If you guys learned something new today, or you use these settings for the next couple of days and you found something you did like, or you did change and you enjoy, make sure you come back, drop a comment. Those of you guys that did watch all the way through. Don't forget to drop a like on your way out. I'll see you guys on the next one.
Got a super bad feel like Jonah Hill. Look at how she walk, and you know